Alright, we're continuing where we left off on Beacon Pines. Let's see if we missed anything in the chronicle. Hide. Oh, look at that, there's a new one. Like, struggle. Let's do this one first. Let's do this one first. This is a story about struggle.
This is a story about struggle. Luca could hear a machine humming somewhere nearby. He felt around wildly, searching for something, anything that could help. His hands found a hard object, maybe a tile? He yanked it free, lifting the cold stone. Let me go! Luca swung the tile as hard as he could at the shape that still held fast to his leg. He heard the crack of glass as the stone hit the assailant's mask. With a muffled yelp, the hand let go. Luca was free and scrambled to the door. He never looked back once on the long run home. Chapter 3. Everything's fine. The next morning, it was quieter than usual at the breakfast table. Only the sound of silverware and chewing interrupted the awkward silence.
This is Deliver jam to Mr. Tolliver. Deliver jam to Mrs. Fartelli. And Mr. Nutgreen. He said he wanted some more. I suspected as much. Deliver jam to Mr. Nutgreen. Just no problem. Oh, if you notice, I'm not like narrating as much anymore because last time my voice was really hurting, so I'm not going to narrate as much. Beep beep. Beep 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 beep. Beep 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 beep. Beep 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 beep. Beep beep. Alright, let's go into town. Okay. Aliens. I knew it would be aliens. No. Zombies. Oh, some. I do. I guess. Alright. Let's go into town. Funny office. How do you keep ice cream cold? We keep them on ice. Where do you get the ice from? I don't know. Somewhere cold. How do you keep somewhere cold cold?
Huddled at his counter, Hiram Tolliver was meticulously shining apples. More accurately, Hiram Tolliver was meticulously shining one apple.
Hello? Eat?
With a yelp, Mr. Tolliver fumbled the apple, flailing at the air as it fell.
Oh, sorry. No bother.
He leaned forward and lowered his voice.
I have some. You have something for me?
He leaned in a bit further.
Jam? Yeah, the one's on top. She wrote your names on them.
Mr. Tolliver leaned back, speaking loud enough for anyone to hear.
Ah, yes! The jam. Thank you so much for delivering this jam to me.
He reached forward and snapped up the jars of jam, giving Luca a little wink.
Of course.
He leaned in for a final whisper.
Of course. Okay. Alright, completed. Let me just... Can I hit this thing? Ah, kick the watermelon. Anger from the past mistakes has not been made. A glimmering hope for the future. He carried on equal parts in everywhere he went. Yeah, this is no, I'm not narrating. I suck at it.
Eris Valentine, oldest of Sharper Valentine's children, and heir to the Valentine fortune, had a way of making questions seem like demands. Mr. Wilder had learned to assume that if he was hearing from Eris, it was because she had taken issue with something he had put in the paper. Mr. Wilder averted his gaze and began to polish his monocle. She leaned forward and pinched Luca's cheek.
Break.
Luca shifted the basket uncomfortably. Mrs. Fratelli lifted the cloth and inspected the jam. She carefully lifted out her jars of jam.
Let's go to Mr. Nuncreed. That was his name. Yeah, we'll just bunny hop there. How about that? Up.
Mr. Nuncreed eyed Luca for a moment, then nodded in agreement. Nuncreed snatched the basket from Luca.
No. Oh man, this guy. It's back again. Hey you. Nothing. Just answer. Alright. Just try to keep up. I'm just running after this. Oh. What a crazy coincidence.
Beck locked eyes with Luca. The look on her face was equal parts expectant and desperate. Beck gave Luca a quick nudge.
What a coincidence. You're welcome. You won. We do a bit much sometimes. Our house is just not a big mansion place. You're on a tiny estate. Meet Beck at the big creepy gate. Back at the big creepy gate. My goodness, the mission. Oh, look at this. Can range you off. What's so good about it? You ask me?
Jeff dug through his pockets for a bit.
They're both garbage. By the big creepy gate. What a waste. Months and being here before Summer died. Before the final harvest. Okay, it's like the 5th time someone mentioned this foul harvest thing. And you all used that same ominous tone. Eventually you gotta explain me how this harvest got all fouled up. But we can't keep my parents waiting anymore. This way. Most kids would have just ditched me by this point. Why are you still here? You can use some help. You know what, Luca? You're not so bad. Let's get this as simply as possible. Just eat, smile, and nod. Fun. Great. Whatever you do, don't bring up their work. I think I can handle that.
Beck took a long breath, then gave a firm nod.
Here goes nothing.
Chapter 4. Dinner with the Moodwills. Ilona Moodwill was worried about change. A gardener at heart, she understood the necessity of change, relied on it even. But there was a difference between the controlled world of her plants and this cluttered cottage in a strange town. Almost done. Nellie was a blur of activity, digging through boxes. Sorry, love, couldn't find the dishes. We'll have to make do with paper plates. Dinner went by without much conversation. As she watched Beck and Luca finish up their pizza, Ilona let herself relax into the chair. The things she cared about were still here. Nellie finally had the job of her dreams. Beck was beginning to take root. Ilona's task was simply to tend to them. She could do that.
So, Luca, tell us a bit about yourself. Where do you live? Oh, I live with my grandma. Over your side of the river. Your grandma. Where are your parents at? Beck, manners. Yeah, it's alright. My dad passed away in an accident at the fertilizer plant 6 years back. Oh dear. My mom's been missing for a few months now. Like, missing?
Luca's eyes were fixed to his plate, pushing a chunk of pineapple around with his finger. Nellie was the one who eventually broke the silence.
Luca, how did you like your pizza? Oh, it was good. Very good. Normally we don't put much effort into dinner.
Ilona nervously gestured toward the boxes.
We aren't fully settled in and mentioned that it's your favorite. I'm sorry. Are we just skimming the part where he says his mom was missing? Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, Luca. This move has us all a little tired.
Luca wiped his face with his sleeve.
No, it's fine. So, Bank said you moved here for work?
Beck gave Luca a swift kick under the table.
Oh, ow. I mean, what brought you to Beacon Pines? Oh, you're the first one time. You were right first time. We're here for work. Nail. She's a brilliant chemist. I don't know about brilliant, but I love it. She's brilliant. Final harvest is major. Newest lead researcher in engineering. She makes it sound more impressive than it is. I'm just happy I can make a difference in the world. Final harvest of knowledge culture into something more useful and sparkling water and on ground.
Luca glanced over to Beck. She seemed to be holding her breath.
There's different ways to grow plants. Yes, some people talk to them and hope for the best, and some people need to
slammed her fist into the table.
Oh.
Perhaps harder than she intended.
Hey, look. How about some dessert? I actually have to meet my friend Rollo soon.
Luca glanced outside to gauge the time. The sky was darker than he expected, filled with ominous clouds.
Looks like a storm's brewing. I should get going. Oh, there's rain in the almanac. I don't know if there's one useful around here.
Luca wiped his mouth one last time with his napkin and started to get up.
He needs Risswell back. Wait up. I'll walk you home.
Surprised, Luca turned around. He knew Rollo could be prickly around new people. But Beck seemed cool. Rollo would warm up to her eventually. Probably.
Luca began to respond, but the clowns answered for him with a clowns began to... Let's do Rumble first.
Luca began to respond, but the sky answered for him as the clouds above began to rumble with ominous thunder.
You sure we can make it home before the storm kicks off?
Luca surveyed the roiling clouds.
I said the odds are good. Maybe you should just stay here and I'll take a break, make a break for it.
At that moment, the heavens opened up, unleashing torrential rain.
Yeah. Care to recalculate those odds? Hurry team, hurry inside before you catch a cold. Sorry, not much to do up here. Most of my stuff is done in the boxes. Mind if I poke around? Be my guest? Alright.
Luca squinted into the eye hole of the microscope.
This looks wild. What is it? Gum. Gum.
Luca adjusted the slide with his fingers to get a better look.
I'm trying.
Luca wiped his hand off on his sweater and gave a nervous laugh. Beck looked down, timidly tapping the ladder with her feet.
Oh wow. Well, I have a radio just like this one at the treehouse. Probably not exactly like this one. My mom, and I tore the whole thing down to bones. Or filled it with some state-of-the-art vacuum tubes. She seems pretty awesome. She gets carried away sometimes. I think she feels guilty about working too much. So when she does have time for me, she sours me with high-tech and awkward conspiracies.
Luca flicked at one of the toggles.
I bet you can all sorts of stations with this. Not out here in the Bonies. You wouldn't believe the stuff I could pick up back in the city. Around here, it's on to his reports and static farm products done. Ah, shucks.
Luca bent down to examine the bouquet of wilting flowers. Judging by the odor, they were well past their prime.
Putin.
He flipped open the attached card.
Happy trails from Coach Walker and all the farewell condors. Boy, you weren't kidding about poking around, huh? Oh, sorry, was this from your old school? The most recent one, yes. Some schools gave me going away cards. Some did flowers. When when they're really trying to look down on themselves. You both do. You do both. So you moved a lot. Yeah, that's the thing about having a brilliant parent. There is always a better job somewhere else. These flowers would last long if you put them in water. That's the sort of thing I'd do if I cared. Well, if you care enough, keep them. That is all. Luca, can I ask you something? Of course. Like, what is that superhero landing? Dang, didn't that hurt? I'll be honest, hurt more than I expected. Well, at least you look cool doing it.
Beck took a moment to watch the rivulets of water running down the window.
Do you ever feel alone? Like, even when people are around? Well, Roland can be pretty absent-minded sometimes. I'm serious. Does it ever feel like your family doesn't care what you want? It didn't used to feel that way. I know Gran loves me, but sometimes she looks at me, she's like it's like she's looking at a problem.
Luca took a deep breath, exhaling slowly.
I know the feeling. How do you feel? How do you deal with that? I'm telling you, I'm not good at just narrating stuff. I'm telling you. I guess I haven't yet. But one thing my dad told me when I was little: don't hold a grudge, especially against yourself. If you try to hold it all in, you're gonna pop. So then, what do you do when you don't know what to do? Dad never got to that part. Sometimes I figure it out on my own. You gotta do something. Anything. Here. What are you doing? I don't know. Something. I'm just gonna register planes with the storm. Listen here, you miserable universe. Stop jerking me around. I just want things to go back the way they were. Everyone tells me it's gonna be alright. That things are gonna change.
Luca let out a feral scream that echoed into the night.
Every time something changes, everything gets worse. Okay, the music is going crazy, man. Screw this town. Whoa. Let me try this. Moving sucks. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. Why can't I just deal with and be happy with my mom? Why can't we just stay somewhere?
Her voice dropped to a trembling whisper. Beck brushed off her shirt and straightened up.
There. Wow, I actually feel a little better.
As abruptly as it began, the storm abated.
Thanks, that's what I needed. Me too. I should head out before the rain starts up again. Sure, I'll walk you out. See you enroll at the festival. Sounds good. Luca. Don't let the leaders jerk you around.
Beck gave Luca a light thump on the arm before heading in. Chapter 5. Friendly Feud. The air was heavy with a hard rain's residue. The smell of wet things. Despite his dreary surroundings, Luca felt at peace. He'd never shared those details about his dad with anyone, not even Rollo. But it's not like this changed anything. Rollo was still his best friend. Adding Beck to the group would help balance things out. Everything's better in threes. This is what Luca told himself as he headed to the treehouse.
Catch up with Rollo at the treehouse. I will keep bunny hopping. Oh, Hey Don, trying it down and lead? You bet. I heard a juicy new rumor. Turns out when Sharper Valentine died, he left behind a peculiar last will and testament. Peculiar? How? He didn't just give his kids his inheritance. These were the conditions. There were conditions. The document stipulated that Harris had to take down on a child as her ward. A kid our age who showed up to town one night with a lawyer. So, bingo. So Harris was forced to take care of him. Yep, or else you would have lost everything. Why would Chopper care so much about some random kid? Rumor has it old Chopper sold some wild oats. That explains the way Harris treats him. Poor Solomon. How did you find this all out? A good reporter never reveals her source, Luca. I want to know that source. Look, oh, freaking glowing mushrooms. She is still freaking here. He met his old friend's eye. And was greeted with nothing but ice-cold anger. Heavens. This is no time for fractured friendships. Were you freaking standing in the rain? That's just my question. Oh, just a little, like, Easter egg thing right here. Might as well just go in now. Because, like, yeah, the story's out, like, a very, yeah.
We all know Beacon Pines is a great town. What you may not know is great towns grow from mighty roots. And that is why you cannot tell the story of Beacon Pines without telling the story of one Sharper Valentine. Young Sharper's keen intellect and strong moral fiber led to a grand vision. A vision of a community dedicated to a better tomorrow. In his own words, a better tomorrow is within our grasp, but it requires a singular mind to harness it. Lucky for us, he decided to grow that vision here, in Beacon Pines. And how does one grow a better tomorrow? With fertilizer, of course. Valentine's Fertilizer Company became the lifeblood of a town yearning for purpose. But then tragedy struck, a scientific experiment gone wrong. An accident which took Sharper away from us far too soon. To this day, we struggle to pick up the pieces. But one foul harvest isn't enough to stop the people of Beacon Pines. The spirit of Sharper Valentine lives on. It lives in the hearts of everyone with a dream for a better tomorrow. Together, we will follow his example and grow a bountiful future. Paid for by the Valentine family and the Valentine Fertilizer Company Riverfront Fund.
That was unhelpful. I like how this town looks completely... Oh, excuse me, what are you doing? Just logging up for the night, sir. Oh, wonderful. I can only assume this means for festival preparations have been completed and ahead of schedule. Not exactly, sir. The storm set us back a bit, but... And we again late, so we decided to... You all decided. Yes, sir. I was unworried I was your John fault deciding things. We are all here at the Perennial Harvest because we believe in a better future, yes? Yes, sir, very much, sir. Do you want to be the one to tell the town that we felt them? No. That we gave up because there's a little rainstorm got everyone else. Of course not, sir. Good, then decided. Yes, we'll work until the task is done. See that you do. Our harvest awaits. I like how like everything looks completely dry, even though there was a freaking rainstorm not even a second ago. I'll come back to that later. Rollo, you still up there? I'm sorry, Rollo isn't accepting visitors at this moment. come back, never.
Luca had only ever heard him speak in this stiff yet gentle tone a few times, and it always meant one thing.
You're upset. Oh, what makes you say that? Maybe because my best friend abandoned me for no reason? I didn't abandon you. I'm just a little late.
Rollo scoffed.
The rain helped me up. Liar! You weren't even home. What? The storm got so bad that I got worried. I went looking for you. Imagine my surprise when I made it to your house. You weren't even there. I hadn't made it back yet. I'm not a fool, Luca. It doesn't take all day to deliver some jam. No, the storm rolled me in out of nowhere. I got stuck at dinner at Beck's house.
Luca stumbled on his words, knowing he'd said too much.
Beck? Dinner? What the heck is a Beck? I'm just doing rhyming. She's a new kid in town. She's actually kinda cool. You'll like her. You would like her. She need help convincing your parents. You made new friends. New friends? I spent all day waiting for you. And you were off making new friends? It's not like that, Rollo. You know, while I was waiting, I made some cool upgrades to mission control. It was going to be a surprise. But it took so long, the storm knocked it all down. Just like you knocked down our friendship. What does that even mean?
Luca became instinctively angry in response. Both boys were now shouting across the distance.
It means you're a bad friend. You just don't care about me. Of course I care, you. I knew I'd be getting in trouble waiting so late for you. But I kept my word. Cause that's what friends do. Oh wow, what a noble sacrifice you made. Easy for you to say. Your grand doesn't even care. You can stay out as long as you want. And you want to get into trouble. Seriously? You're acting like I chose this. As if you think. Then maybe you're a bad friend.
Rollo's tone changed to a calm, yet more intense anger.
Maybe Pa is right. Storm bring more than water. This one brought the real Luca. Stop quoting your Pa's nonsense like it means anything. Well, at least my Pa is still around.
The words hung in the cold night air. Rollo's stomach dropped, knowing he'd crossed a line.
Oh, yes he did.
But it was too late.
Luca, good night, Rollo. Dang it. Oh yeah, I don't think that was catching up. Alright, do we just go to bed or something? Do we just,
Luca dug through his old stuff, not even sure what he was looking for.
hello, soccer? Rollo! What a jerk! Calls me a bad friend? Ooh, I'm Rollo. Look at me and my amazing family. Oh, I'm just kidding. I will kick this out the window because I'm so angry. Oh, come on, let me kick out the window. Ooh, what's this? Okay. Alright. Guess I'm never supposed to make new friends. Weep. Luca?
Gran cooed gently from the hallway.
You slept straight through breakfast. Luca, are you alright? I'm fine. Just don't feel like getting up yet. Okay, I'm just gonna leave this oatmeal by the door. I gotta run out and take care of some things. Okay. I'll be back later to check in. Sure.
Luca just wanted to be alone. He waited to hear the sound of the front door closing.
I heard it. I bet Ro is still going to the festival. He's gonna be miserable.
Luca dozed off again.
Luca? I didn't see you. I see you didn't eat your oatmeal. Wasn't hungry. Just in case you get hungry, I'll leave a sandwich here too. Thanks. Rollo came by. What did he say? He wanted to talk to you. What did you say? I'm telling you weren't feeling well. Good. So your plan is to stay in your room all day? Pretty much. Well, I need to pop away again for a minute. If you ever decide to end your pay party and go outside, I think you some good. Noted.
Lucas still couldn't bring himself to go out. Besides, if he ran into Rollo, he'd have to actually confront the situation.
Alright, let's kick this again. There's never been anything interesting about that festival anyway. Okay, we gotta kick that up there. Alright. Oh, I just accidentally opened that. Alright, okay. There we go.
The Adventures of Hank Atomic.
The complete first volume.
Luca carefully opened the cover and began to read. Rollo had received it for his birthday. A special hardcover edition with behind-the-scenes commentary and bonus art. Rollo cherished it, but asked that Luca keep it at his house. Luca wasn't sure if it was because Rollo didn't trust himself with it, didn't trust his sister around it, or just wanted an excuse to come hang out at Luca's more often. Whatever the reason, Luca didn't mind. But it had stayed right there where Rollo had stashed it ever since. Now, at the foot of his bed, Luca lost himself in the pages. He'd read it all before, but at this moment, it somehow felt sentimental. He was well into issue number 5 when he heard soft footsteps from the hallway.
Luca? Another little friend came to see you. A girl named Beck Modwell. You said you met yesterday? What did you say? Is she here? She was just drawing by. She told you weren't taking visitors today. Oh. She seemed nice. Yeah. Yeah, for Rollo, didn't you? Can I come in? Maybe later. Alright then. I'll leave dinner on the kitchen table, in case you want a bite of her bedtime.
Without realizing it, Luca had pouted away the entire afternoon. He once again felt the weight of it all, and allowed his weary eyes to close. Luca stood in a vast black expanse. He looked up at his father standing beside him. Walt was working a straw at the bottom of a fountain glass, trying to collect the last bits of milkshake. Dad, where are we? Taking a final loud gurgling sip, his father peered up from the glass. He jangled the straw playfully with a warm smile, then lifted the empty glass as if to point into the darkness. The source? Luca's eyes followed his father's gesture. In an instant, he was sitting in front of a blazing campfire. Across from him sat a large figure in a yellow hazmat suit. The figure's voice was a scratchy echo. Well, if it isn't the man of the hour, make yourself comfortable. Luca held his shivering hands over the flame to warm himself. It doesn't work that way here. Their yellow-gloved hand pointed to the base of the flame. It's a cold flame, see? Luca peered at the base of the fire. It wasn't wood that was burning. It was Beacon Pines itself. Tiny buildings, freezing and crumbling as they were consumed by flame. Luca could see small shadows moving in the burning city. People. Luca leapt to his feet. "We've got to help them!" The figure gave a dismissive wave of their hand. "Why waste energy helping people who can't even help themselves?" The figure bent down to examine the panicked crowd as they desperately tried to stop the flames. "They only care about what's right in front of them. Not like us." Luca's voice was a trembling whisper. "Us?" The figure slowly stood up, grabbing its helmet with both hands. With a jolt and a twist, the suit emitted a gasp. A cloud of torpid mist escaped, slowly revealing the face within. Luca's own face looked back at him. Older, worn, distant. The sensation was oddly familiar, as if he'd caught his own reflection by surprise in the mirror. The doppelganger smiled. "I tried to help once." He gestured towards his face. "And all it got me was this." Luca staggered back. "You aren't me." Luca felt a hand catch his shoulder. His father was there again, beside him. "Every choice sets us on a path. This is the end of one of your paths, son." Luca watched his older self shake its head ruefully, its face twisting into a cruel grin. "Welp, Dad, if you wanted him to see this, far be it from me to disappoint." Luca watched in shock as the figure took a confident step forward, and in a flash of cold light, he was gone. "What does all of this mean?" Luca felt a reassuring squeeze on his shoulder. "Just remember, why we choose matters just as much as what we choose." Luca woke up to see a hazy figure at the foot of his bed, silhouetted in the morning sun.
Mom? No, dear. It's only Gran.
Luca rubbed his eyes. The kind, concerned face of his gran came into focus.
How are you feeling? Fine. Anything you want to talk about? I don't feel like talking. That's just as well. How about you sit there and listen for a bit. Whatever you all thought about doesn't matter. But
Gran silenced Luca with a gentle pat on the leg.
Fights between friends happen. What was said doesn't matter. The important thing is, it's not the last thing you ever said to each other. But he said stuff about Dad. Well, do you think he meant it? No. He was just mad. Mm-hmm. And what did you mean? Any of the things you said about him? No. Good. One of the most appreciable friends is in their best moments, and accept them at their worst. Accept. All right, we got accept. Now get your little ball of bed. The festival's today. You don't want to miss it. You don't want to miss that, do you? I guess not. It seems like such a good opportunity to amend things with Rolo, doesn't it?
Luca gave a reluctant nod.
So buy him a corn dog and I apologize. But he has one that. What did I just say? Buy him a corn dog. That's a good boy. Anything is better with corn dogs. I need to get going now. Got some last minute festival business to take care of. I'll come find you at the fountain after lunch. Alright. I love you, Luca. Love you too.
Luca took a deep breath.
Okay.
Chapter 6. Through thick and thin. Despite Luca's bitterness, Gran was right. He needed to hash things out with Rolo. A big fight changes the nature of a friendship. Whether, in the end, it is for the better or for the worse, all comes down to understanding. If one is not careful, the same familiarity that builds the strongest of bonds can become the wrecking ball that shatters them. Luca emerged from seclusion, taking in the crisp festival air. But the events of the day weren't on his mind. He had to find Rollo.
There you are. Luca. Rollo wanted me to tell you something. What is it?
Roxy rolled her eyes, shaking her head.
A space adventure, though you need buy it. If your braid goes somewhere quiet. Roxy, I don't. It's a riddle, Luca. My QV braid wants you to find him.
Luca looked down and kicked at the dirt.
I know you do. Look, I know you do have a fight. The only thing that's more annoying than my little brother is that my little brother about his best friend. So I'm doing this for him. Doing this for one favor. Now I need you to do one favor from you. Whatever it is that went down between you, squash it. Alright, Alright, just a little riddle. Alright. And yeah, it definitely sounds like the library, so might as well check that. I want this interesting. I can. You're wrong. True. But oh my god. Library, summer quiet. Hey, Luca.
Kato's eyes lit with excitement.
I've been expecting you. Bravo on deciphering the first riddle. The first? Oh, you didn't think that was all, then, did you? Rollo does go all out, doesn't he?
Kato straightened up and cleared his throat as if preparing to sing.
On a platform, you may take issue. When the fifth king dies, you need a tissue.
Kato stared at Luca eagerly.
Get it? You want me to tell you? No, it's okay. Let me figure it out. Alright, when you find it, bring it here to be verified. And if you want a hint, the offer still stands. Fifth issue, maybe like...
Luca grabbed 500 meals for one big pot from the shelf.
What you got, Brooke? Bring it here to me, or just grab a different one.
Luca grabbed The Issue with Self-Help, a helpful guide, from the shelf. Luca grabbed The 5 Pillars of Success from the shelf. There were rarely any actual new additions, simply a variety of existing content rotated into the front display each week. Luca grabbed The Modern Science of Atomic Radiation from the shelf. Luca grabbed Natural Photography, Volume 5 from the shelf. Luca grabbed The Adventures of Hank Atomic, Issue number 4 from the shelf. Luca grabbed The Adventures of Hank Atomic, Issue number 5 from the shelf.
Maybe this is one? Ah, you found
Kato
it.
removed his book from the desk and replaced it with Luca's, turning on the lamp. As he slid the book under the purple light, 2 words glowed. The Adventures of Hank Atomic, Issue 5.
Ah.
Luca clicked his tongue with recognition.
Royal cipher pen. He used it in my messages everywhere you went. But I lost it. No, wrong. And now let's see here.
Kato began flipping through the pages, stopping when he hit a glowing word.
Get away with such a grift.
He continued flipping.
Only found in grub cart.
Reaching the end of the book, Kato looked up.
That's it. Breath and grub cart. Griffin grub cart. Griffin grub cart. He wants me to go to Griffin's snack stand. Ah, brilliant. Guess you're off then. Good luck at nursing a scavenger hunt. Alright, go to Griffin's snack stand. Alright. Go to Griffin's snack stand. Ready? Hey, Griffin. Did Rolo come?
Before Luca could finish his sentence, Griffin handed him a corn dog.
Ooh, oh, that's it? Bought and paid for. Enjoy. I thought this would be a real or
Luca
something.
shrugged, taking a sizable bite out of the corn dog.
Yeah. It's cold. Oh yeah, it's been sitting out here for a while. Roll down, want to make sure I gave you that one specifically. Well, that's just...
Luca tongued at his cheeks, feeling something rough between his teeth. He reached into his mouth and pulled out a slip of paper.
Oh, come on.
He shook off the bits of corn dog to read the slip.
I pick up when you need some pet. Need a fountain up the step.
Luca finished off the remainder of the corn dog.
This is going to be a whole thing. I pick up when you need some pep. Here. Need a fountain up the step. Need a fountain up the step, like let me see. I pick up when you need some pet. Need a fountain up the step. Is it right? Is it up here? Has to be up here, right? Ah, there it is. There you are, Luca. There is no way I'm actually doing it. This is way below my pay grade. Oh, come on, you big stiff. Let the kids have some fun. Fine. But Rolo owes me one.
Lumi waved his hands around sarcastically as he began.
What takes flight and has no wings. Your final task is a friendship rings. You see, that wasn't so hard. Ugh, I feel cheapened somehow. I think it's sweet. What takes flight but has no wings? Your final task is one. A friendship rings. Balloons. Hey. Did you find the comic book? Yep. And you got the corn dog? Yep. Well done. I know it doesn't make up for what I said, but you have earned this.
Rolo sheepishly handed Luca the balloons.
Yep, balloons. Flight. Thanks. You didn't have to go to all this trouble. I'm sorry I got so mad. Dang it, you were supposed to let me apologize first. Oh, sorry. Now, you apologize twice before me. Just let me do this. Hey Luca, I'm really sorry. With everything that happened with your mom and all, I always wanted to be there for you. Be a good friend, you know? When you said you were hanging out with us with someone else, I kind of freaked out. Rollo. Still my turn. I felt like you needed some new friend to help you. I wasn't good enough. But that was selfish and wrong. I was wrong. I'm so sorry, Luca. Okay, apology over. You can talk now.
Luca threw himself at Rollo, hugging him as tightly as he could.
Well, I don't deserve you. I don't deserve you either. That's why we deserve each other. So, what does he want to do today? We could snoop around and try to find some info about your mom. Snoop where? We could probably sneak into you while everyone's at the festival. Aren't you curious about all that stuff the clipboards right now? Or if we get caught, I think I had enough excitement for 1 week. Let's just make the rest of the days about us. Really? Yeah, the rest of the world can wait 1 more day. You know, I've been wanting to get some work done on MCDC at Missing Control. The aim is a bit unpredictable. Sounds perfect. Alright. Head to the treehouse with Rollo. Oh, I almost forgot. I ran into her grandma this morning. She wanted me to give you this.
Rollo handed Luca an unopened letter.
I'll wait for you inside if you want to read it now. A letter.
Luca, some things are going to happen that might be difficult for you to understand. If I am honest, I hardly understand them myself. But whatever happens, I need you to know that I love you. None of this is fair to you. You have already lost so much. We both have.
Yep.
I wish there was a simpler way forward. But if there is, I haven't thought of it. God knows I've tried. Everything I've done, I did for you. I hope someday you can accept that. Love, Gran.
I love you too, Gran.
Luca folded the paper into his pocket and headed up the ladder.
What's up with the letter? Anything you want to talk about? Maybe later. Sure, whenever you want. You know, you didn't really have to go through all this trouble just to apologize. I know, but we've been looking forward to this festival for weeks. After I ruined everything with my big mouth, this was the best way to make sure I still have a good time about me. Rollo.
Luca was at a loss for words, but that was fine. Words aren't always necessary.
The festival seemed nice, was it? We can still go. Nah, this is fine. Well, there's always next year.
Sadly, this was untrue. A
What?
distant rumble shook the treehouse.
Huh, what was that? Aw, man, we missed the fireworks?
It was not fireworks.
Where do we direct?
It was something the boys couldn't possibly comprehend. Something as old and cruel as time itself.
Whoa. We just died.
A shockwave of cold tore through the room. A bitter, unfathomable chill. Before they could react, it encased them in ice. 2 boys, reunited by friendship, only to be cruelly separated by a malevolence beyond reason. And so, our story ends on this melancholy scene, in a silent treehouse turned statuary. In a town brought low by its secrets, sits a pair of friends, alone, together. for the rest of time. The end. No, that can't be the ending. It simply can't. I won't accept it, and I hope you won't either. There are more endings, more possibilities. I can feel it. We are just going to have to sort through them all until we find the one that fits.
I'm gonna like sort through okay, so like yeah, I'm gonna like continue this on the next episode. So yeah, thank you. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you later.